Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum viewers. My name is Muhammad Abdullah and I am 11 student at Rajpur Islamabad campus. Today I am here with a new session of Chatgpt. So let's start. Okay, ChatGPT. So my first question from you is, what does the word yes mean? Do you give me long and detailed answer?
Of course. So the word yes is a simple affirming word, but it carries a huge range of meaning. At its core, it's an agreement, it's a commitment to something, a willingness to move forward, or even just an openness to possibilities. When we say yes, we say, I choose to engage, or I agree, or sometimes I trust the process. In a broader sense, it's a word that opens doors. It creates momentum, builds connection, and invites growth. So when we say yes, we're not just agreeing, we're choosing a path, embracing potential, and affirming our agency in the world.
Okay, ChatGPT. So my next question from you is, why is saying yes important in life? Give me long and detailed answer.
Absolutely. Saying yes is incredibly important in life because it's often the spark that pushes us beyond comfort zones. When we say yes, we're embracing opportunity. We're telling ourselves that we're open to new experiences. It allows us to build confidence, develop skills, and connect with others in ways we might not expect. Saying yes can lead to growth, discovery, and unexpected success, whether it's agreeing to a new friendship, a career opportunity, or a personal challenge. At a deeper level, saying yes affirms our belief in possibility, in resilience, and in the idea that life is something we actively shape, not just something that happens to us. In short, saying yes is a bold, intentional act of creating the life we truly want to live.
Okay, ChatGPT. So my next question from you is, how can saying yes create new opportunity? Give me long and detailed answer. You are giving me so short answer. Please give me long and detailed answer.
Of course. So saying yes is a catalyst for creating new opportunities because it breaks us out of familiar patterns. When we say yes, we open ourselves to paths we might never have considered, inviting us to meet new people, explore new fields, or take on fresh projects. In fact, saying yes is a mindset that encourages exploration. Every time we accept an invitation, we expand our comfort zone, gain new skills, and build a reputation as someone open to growth. Over time, these small yeses compound. They become stepping stones that lead to bigger leaps, like a career change, a creative project, or a personal transformation. In saying yes, we cultivate relationships. People remember us as collaborators, go getters, and active participants in life. And often, just one yes can spark a chain reaction, new partnerships, unexpected adventures, and career or personal breakthroughs. In short, saying yes is a powerful habit of saying yes to your own potential, allowing life to surprise you with what's possible.
Okay, ChatGPT. So my next question from you is, can saying yes make people feel happier? Why? Give me long and detailed answer.
Absolutely. Saying yes can make people happier because it taps into a fundamental human need, connection and possibility. When we say yes, we affirm that we're open to engaging with others, sharing moments, and embracing life as it unfolds. This openness builds trust. It signals to others that we're willing to participate, listen, and contribute. As a result, people feel seen, heard, and valued, which naturally boosts happiness. Moreover, saying yes often puts us in positive experiences, moments of joy, adventure, or connection, which elevate our mood. It's also empowering because every yes reinforces our sense of agency. When we choose to say yes, we feel more in control of our life's direction, which is a key ingredient for long term happiness. In short, saying yes taps into our desire for growth, belonging, and meaningful engagement, all of which are essential to a fulfilling, happy life.
Okay, ChatGPT. So my next question from you is, when was a time you said yes something new? Give me long and detailed answer. You are giving me such a short answer. Please give me long and detailed answer.
Of course, let's dive in deeply. When we say yes, we're essentially giving ourselves permission to step outside of what is known and comfortable. This act of affirmation is a declaration that we trust ourselves enough to take a chance. Each yes is like a doorway. It could lead to a new friendship, a spontaneous adventure, a professional opportunity, or a creative breakthrough. What happens is when we say yes to something new, we engage with the unknown. And this is where growth happens. New experiences challenge us, shape our perspective, and can help us discover strengths we didn't know we had. Over time, saying yes becomes a habit, a way of signaling to ourselves that we're not passive bystanders, but active creators of our own story. In this way, saying yes is not just a word, it's an invitation to life's richness. It reminds us that happiness often lies on the other side of hesitation. When we say yes, we're saying yes to a fuller, richer life, full of possibilities we can't even predict yet.
Okay, ChatGPT. So my next question from you is, how can yes help us learn new things? Give me long and detailed answer. You are giving me a short answer. Please give me long and detailed answer.
Absolutely. Saying yes is a powerful tool for learning because it pushes us to engage with the unfamiliar. When we say yes, we agree to take on a challenge, try something new, or immerse ourselves in a field outside our expertise. By saying yes, we're giving ourselves permission to be beginners, which is crucial because growth happens when we step out of our comfort zone. Each yes is an invitation to curiosity. When we accept, we start asking questions, we seek resources, and we experiment. Over time, this repeated willingness to say yes builds resilience. Every success and every failure becomes a lesson. Saying yes also brings us into new networks. When we agree to a project or invite, we meet mentors, collaborators, and peers who expand our knowledge. And importantly, saying yes keeps us in as a mindset of possibility. Every time we agree, we affirm that we can grow, adapt, and thrive in a changing world. So by saying yes, we transform learning from a passive process into an active, adventurous journey, one that is full of discovery and personal growth.
Okay, ChatGPT. Okay, ChatGPT. So my next question from you is, why do some people feel fear to say yes? Give me long and detailed answer. You are giving me so short answer. Please give me long and detailed answer.
That's a really great question, and a lot of it comes down to a mix of psychology, fear, and conditioning. Many people feel afraid to say yes because it can represent uncertainty. Saying yes means stepping into a space where control is uncertain. We don't know how things will turn out. It also taps into a fear of overcommitment. Some people worry that by saying yes, they might take on too much or lose control over their time. Additionally, for some, saying yes can feel risky. What if the outcome doesn't align with their goals or values? Often, we're also conditioned by past experiences. If someone has been burned before by saying yes and getting overwhelmed or taken advantage of, they might be more guarded.
Okay, ChatGPT. So my next question from you is, how can saying yes improve friendship? Give me long and detailed answer.
Absolutely. Saying yes can be a powerful force in improving friendships because it signals a willingness to be present, engaged, and adventurous together. When we say yes to spending time with a friend, trying a new activity, or being open to a friend's idea, we build shared experiences. These experiences become the foundation of trust and closeness. Saying yes also shows that we value the friendship. It's a way of prioritizing them, reinforcing that we care. Moreover, when we say yes, we step outside routine, which sparks novelty. A shared adventure or a spontaneous conversation creates a deeper bond. It also signals reciprocity. When both people say yes, it creates a cycle of mutual support. In difficult times, saying yes to being there for a friend, whether it's a small gesture or a big commitment, deepens their sense of belonging. Over time, these small yeses build a strong, resilient friendship, one that's lively, trusting, and full of possibility.
Okay, ChatGPT. So my next question from you is, can saying yes help us grow as a person? How? Give me long and detailed answer.
Absolutely. Saying yes is a key driver of personal growth because it pushes us beyond our self imposed limits. When we say yes to new experiences, we open ourselves up to challenges, whether it's a new job, a creative project, a relationship, or even a simple hobby. Each yes is an act of courage. It forces us to confront uncertainty and adapt. In that process, we learn resilience. When we succeed, we gain confidence. When we struggle, we learn perseverance. Saying yes also helps us discover hidden passions and talents. Often we don't know what we're capable of until we take that leap. Moreover, each yes reinforces new things. We tell ourselves that we are capable of learning, evolving, and transforming. Over time, this openness to yes builds a more adventurous, adaptable mindset. It also enriches our self awareness. Each time we say yes, we learn more about what excites us, what scares us, and how we navigate life. In this way, saying yes is a lifelong companion on the journey of becoming more fully ourselves, more curious, more courageous, and more alive.
Okay, ChatGPT. So my next question from you is what happens when we always say no, interested of yes. Give me long and detailed answer.
That's a really important question. When we always say no, we start to close off the doors to possibility. In doing so, we limit our exposure to new experiences, relationships, and personal growth. Over time, this habit of saying no can lead to stagnation. We stop discovering new passions, we miss out on exciting opportunities, and we stay in a comfort zone that ironically can feel limiting.
Why, how, and what success. Okay, ChatGPT. So my next question from you is how does saying yes show confidence? Give me long and detailed answer.
Absolutely. Saying yes builds confidence because it pushes us beyond our usual boundaries. When we say yes, we step into situations that may initially feel daunting, and as we navigate them, we realize we are capable. Each time we say yes to a new challenge, we build a track record of success, no matter how small. This repeated action shows us that despite fear, we can persevere, adapt, and figure things out. Confidence isn't just about never feeling fear, it's about having faith that even when we don't know what's ahead, we can handle it. Moreover, saying yes signals to ourselves and others that we are proactive and willing to take risks. This positive self perception fuels a cycle. The more we say yes, the more we succeed, and the more we trust ourselves. It reminds us that every step outside our comfort zone is an investment in our own ability. And so, with each yes, we grow braver, stronger, and more confident in who we are.
Okay, ChatGPT. So my next question from you is: can yes help us try new experience? Give me long and detailed answer.
Of course, saying yes is often a catalyst for sparking new experiences because it invites us into unfamiliar territory. When we say yes, we allow ourselves to step into moments we might have previously avoided, whether it's a new hobby, a spontaneous adventure, or a learning opportunity. Each time we say yes, we're telling ourselves that we trust in our capacity to adapt and grow. These new experiences push us to learn different skills, broaden our worldview, and cultivate a sense of curiosity. Over time, these yes moments build a mosaic of possibility. Each new step, each unexpected connection becomes a doorway to something bigger. In this way, saying yes acts like a compass, guiding us to all opportunities we would never have dreamed of, opening us up to a richer, more adventurous life that we actively shape by stepping through each yes.
Okay, ChatGPT. So my next question from you is: how can saying yes change your mind? Change your mind.
That's a really profound question. Saying yes can fundamentally shift our mindset because it moves us from a place of default hesitation into one of openness and possibility. When we say yes, we stop seeing obstacles as immovable barriers. Instead, we reframe them as challenges we can approach, learn from, and overcome. This small verbal shift disrupts a fixed mindset where we might believe I can't do this and plants the seeds of a growth mindset where we say I'm willing to try, learn, and adapt. As we say yes to more, our brain starts to associate new experiences with excitement, not just fear. We become more curious, more willing to step into uncertainty, and that changes how we approach life more actively, more positively. In short, saying yes retrains our mind to see possibility where we once saw risk. It shifts us toward action, resilience, and a belief in our own ability to grow and thrive.
Okay, ChatGPT. So my next question from you is: what is important to say yes to learning? Give me long and detailed answer.
That's a wonderful question. Saying yes to learning is important because it's the foundation for personal and professional growth. When we say yes to learning, we commit to expanding our knowledge, skills, and perspectives. This keeps us adaptable in a rapidly changing world. Saying yes to learning also opens us up to new ideas. Every time we engage with a new concept, we broaden our worldview. Moreover, learning keeps us curious. It reminds us that we don't have all the answers and that curiosity is the engine of innovation. When we say yes to learning, we also affirm that we value growth, not just as a concept, but as a daily practice. In a practical sense, learning new things keeps us employable, sharpens critical thinking, and fosters creativity. But beyond the practical, saying yes to learning is a profound act of self respect. It says, I am worth investing in, my growth matters. In this way, the habit of saying yes to learning transforms us. It makes us more confident, adaptable, and purposeful, helping us not just keep up with the world, but to actively shape it.
Okay, ChatGPT. So my next question from you is: can saying yes help in teamwork? How? Give me long and detailed answer.
Absolutely. Saying yes is a cornerstone of strong teamwork because it signals openness, collaboration, and shared responsibility. When we say yes in a team context, we show that we're willing to contribute, listen, and adapt to the group's needs. This willingness fosters trust. When people see that you're ready to engage, they feel more supported, and this trust forms the foundation of a cohesive unit. Moreover, saying yes to tasks or ideas promotes a sense of shared ownership. No one feels like they're pulling all the weight, and everyone feels empowered to shape the outcome. It also sparks creativity. When we say yes to new approaches or suggestions, we create a dynamic space for innovation. In contrast to a rigid, closed attitude, a team that says yes can pivot, experiment, and evolve together. This openness creates a psychological safety net. People feel brave enough to offer ideas, knowing their teammates will be receptive. In this way, saying yes to learning, trying, and adapting doesn't just help us individually, it lifts the entire team, creating a culture of collaboration, mutual respect, and shared success. Because when everyone says yes to the team's potential, that's when real progress happens.
Okay, ChatGPT. So my next question from you is: what are some good suggestions where we should say yes? Give me long and detailed answer.
Absolutely. The biggest takeaway is that saying yes is more than just a word, it's a mindset. It opens doors to growth, connection, and possibility. When we say yes, we affirm our willingness to engage with life, to learn, and to take risks. Saying yes doesn't mean saying yes to everything blindly. It means consciously choosing openness over fear and curiosity over stagnation. In doing so, we build confidence, strengthen relationships, and shape a life rich with new opportunities. So the final lesson is this: by saying yes, we become active architects of our own growth, happiness, and success.
Okay, ChatGPT. So my next question from you is: can saying yes help us achieve our dreams? Give me long and detailed answer. You are giving me so short answer. Please give me long and detailed answer.
Of course, saying yes can truly help us achieve our dreams because it aligns our actions with our aspirations. When we say yes to opportunities, even if they seem small at first, we begin to build momentum toward the goals we set for ourselves. Each yes is an intentional step forward. It says, I believe in this vision and I'm willing to act on it. Over time, saying yes helps us take risks we might have avoided, whether it's starting a business, pursuing a passion project, or accepting a leadership role. These actions, though sometimes intimidating, become the building blocks of progress. Moreover, saying yes keeps us open to learning. Every new experience, even if it's a challenge, teaches us something vital that brings us closer to our dream. It also signals to ourselves that we're committed. When we say yes, we take ownership of our path. In short, saying yes is a powerful affirmation that we believe in our dreams, that we are willing to engage with them, and that we trust ourselves to take each step, however uncertain, toward that vision.
Okay, ChatGPT. So my next question from you is: how does yes show positivity? Give me long and detailed answer.
That's a great question. Saying yes naturally infuses our mindset with positivity because it focuses us on possibility instead of limitation. When we say yes, we choose to see potential, whether in a situation, a person, or a challenge, and that optimism shapes how we interact with the world. This positivity is contagious. When we say yes, others feel encouraged, supported, and uplifted. It also reorients us toward gratitude. We focus on the opportunities we've accepted rather than what we're missing. As a result, we approach life with a sense of abundance, trusting that even if we don't know all the outcomes, we'll find something good in the process. This positive outlook keeps us motivated. It helps us bounce back from setbacks because we trust that saying yes will lead us toward growth. In short, saying yes is like a mental anchor for optimism. It reminds us that by choosing openness, we cultivate a mindset that expects good things, embraces possibility, and invites a brighter future.
Okay, ChatGPT. So my next question from you is, what are the difference between a positivity, yes, and a focused yes? Give me long and detailed answer.
That's a really insightful distinction. Positivity is a general attitude or mindset. It's a way of seeing life with hope, possibility, and a focus on what can go right. Positivity is internal. It's a lens through which we interpret events. Saying yes, on the other hand, is a specific action. We consciously agree to participate, engage, or take on a challenge. In other words, positivity is the fuel.
Okay, ChatGPT. So my next question from you is: can saying yes help become more open-minded? Give me long and detailed answer.
Absolutely. Saying yes helps us become more open minded because it breaks down the mental walls we put up around familiarity and fear. When we say yes, we step beyond our comfort zones, and in doing so, we encounter new ideas, people, and perspectives. This exposure naturally broadens our worldview. We realize that there are many ways to think, live, and solve problems that we hadn't considered before. Each yes invites us to explore unfamiliar terrain, and this exploration fosters curiosity. As a result, we become more comfortable with ambiguity and uncertainty, recognizing that not every answer is obvious or every situation black and white. Saying yes also signals the willingness to listen and learn from others. When we embrace new experiences, we naturally become more empathetic. Over time, this openness to yes reshapes how we see the world. We're less quick to judge, more eager to understand, and more willing to find common ground. In short, saying yes is like a gateway. It's a deliberate practice of expanding mental horizons. And as we do, we become more flexible, more creative, and more deeply connected to the vast range of human possibility.
Okay, ChatGPT. So my next question is: why do celebrities often say yes to challenge? Give me long and detailed answer. You are giving me so short answer. Please give me long and detailed answer.
That's a really important reflection. People often hesitate to say yes because they fear losing control or being overwhelmed. They worry that by saying yes, they'll be adding more to their plate, responsibilities, commitments, or expectations they didn't anticipate. This hesitation is also tied to a fear of failure. People don't want to say yes and then struggle to deliver or disappoint others, so they default to no to protect themselves. Societal norms sometimes push us toward overthinking. There's a lot of pressure to have every step planned, and saying yes feels risky if we don't have certainty. However, when we step back, we realize that saying yes is a balance. When done thoughtfully, it's not just a blind leap, but a step toward discovery. And often the fear of saying yes is really a fear of the unknown. Once we say yes, we find that even if it's tough, we build resilience, we learn, and we grow. So the reluctance to say yes often comes from a desire for safety, but in that safety, we can miss out on the transformative power that a well-placed yes can bring.
So this was my interview from ChatGPT. I hope you will like it. See you in my next ChatGPT interview. Till then, Allah Hafiz, Pakistan Zindabad.